Money and You is sponsored by Ealynn's Chocolate, the almondy toffee chocolate. Hi everyone, it's good to see you here again. Welcome to Money and You show on Channel 4, Shaw TV, Vancouver. I gotta emphasize Vancouver because it is a beautiful Vancouver. It is a beautiful British Columbia. So our show, I haven't introduced myself. Well, I'm Ealynn Ko, today's host for today's show. Okay, our show is about how to start a business, how to make money from the business by inviting business owners to tell their stories and showcase the businesses. Okay, so anything you want to know, you want to ask, you want to comment on, send us an email at komoneyandyou@gmail.com. Okay, you may watch us on YouTube as well under Ko Money and You. Yeah, that's it, and the Ko Money and You. And before we start the program today, we have Richard to present you the money tidbits. Here he goes.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hi again, everyone. Today's topic is going to be, what is wealth? So the first thing I did, what is the meaning of wealth? I looked it up in the dictionary, of course, dictionary.com, right? And I found from there that the origin of this word, wealth, is the middle of the 13th century. It means happiness, also prosperity in abundance of possessions or riches. And then in the Middle English, it's added well-being to it. So in the middle of the 15th century, they also added riches as a synonym of wealth. So I guess I used to think that wealth is rich, and is money kind of connected. Now that I can see, wealth is more than just riches. Wealth is also well-being. Wealth is also happiness and abundance of everything. So now, when we look at any program that talk about wealth, go for it, because it's your happiness, your well-being that you're going after. So to attain wealth nowadays, that means that we have now to look at everything as a whole, right? We can't just say money, We have to look at our marriage, our children, our enjoyment, and sometimes religion, because it is a whole of everything, right? Because if you look at it, divorce is a very, very, very expensive proposal, okay? It's something that I don't recommend, because it's just not the money part. It's also the happiness and the well-being part of all the members of the family. So it really, really affects people. And the wealth kind of dissipate, when you're not really happy, right? And children, education, and drug issues. We got to make sure that the children are properly educated and that they have a proper education on drug use. May it be prescribed drugs or the street drugs. Make sure they're not on both of them unless the doctor is really prescribing it for their good, okay? And enjoyment is anything that you enjoy. You may enjoy going, skiing, you may enjoy going camping or whatever. And for myself and Ealynn, we like dancing and music. So we do that, especially old kind of oldie music, right? And for religion, it's a well-being, and it's up to you, the individual, to decide, yes, this is what I want, right? So what it is that come down to is that every one of us need a wealth-building program, right? Because it's happiness, well-being, right? And you have to watch out that program includes a goal, includes cash flow control, includes your needs in one budget, and the most important thing is the self-discipline policies. If you have all that together, you have a very good wealth building program, and you are on your way to happiness. And if you want more information about this, you can go and visit my website, cashflowforyou.ca. So this is what I have to share with you today. And I'm going to give it back to my co-host, Ealynn.
Thank you, Richard. I totally agree with you because we want a situation that is a win-win situation. We don't want any lose-lose situation. Like divorce, it doesn't help. It doesn't do anything to people, to the husband, to the wife, and to the kids. They all lose. They lose the father. They lose the mother. They lose everything. So yeah, it's very well presented. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah. Now it's been my question. I have something in my mind, across my mind over. Have you ever heard a word called aromatherapy? I've been practicing this word for a few days and I still can't pronounce it. Aromatherapy. So today we're so lucky to have a special and fascinating lady to share her expertise with us to you. Okay, let's welcome Miss Allison Lack.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here.
Okay, very good. Welcome, to our show.
Thank you.
Okay, so tell us who you are and what you do.
Well, I'm a registered aromatherapist. I'm also a personal trainer certified through the American Council of Exercise.
Okay.
And I have my own business, and it's Akashic Aromatics. So it's all natural aromatherapy for the top complaints of Canadians.
Okay.
Yes. Cool. I grew up being a health enthusiast, and that's really where I got into using the essential oils, along with my personal training background and focused on diet and different areas of health and wellness to find my own well-being. So that's really where I got started. That's where my passion lies. And part of it is also helping people. So I really want to help people to achieve better wellness in their lives.
Awesome, awesome. So what is Akashic Aromatics? Aromatics, Akashic, is that Japanese?
It's not Japanese, although I have been asked that question quite a few times, but it is actually, the root word is akasha, which is a Sanskrit word. And one of the translations is for ether. So it was the first of the 5 elements that created the universe, being earth, wind, fire, and water. So the essential oils are slightly volatile, so they evaporate. So it's kind of an ether in a way. So they've been around since time immemorial, and so have the essential oil use for man's spiritual, emotional, physical, and mental development and evolution.
Wow, awesome. It sounds like, so new. Yeah, is that the new stuff? Is that
Well, it's new maybe to Canadians. It's not so prevalent here, but certainly in the Eastern world, in the UK, in Germany, for instance. These are countries that are really leading the way as far as using more natural alternatives or natural therapies, just to create more health and more well-being for people, as opposed to using other maybe more harmful methods or ways that cause side effects. So this is a relatively harmless way as long as you use the oils correctly.
Got it. I got it. So are you curious about what aromatherapy is? I'm very curious about that. So what on earth is aromatherapy?
Well, aromatherapy is a rather modern term. It was termed in 1928 by Dr. René Maurice Gattefossé, and he was the one who came up with essential oils and aromatherapy. Before that, it was called aromatic essences, or there was a few sort of ways, scents and aromas, ways to describe it. But this was really when the science started more coming behind it. They breaking it down into chemical components to understand how it works, for instance, on the body systems like inflammation. We know when we break it down why it is working on inflammation. So basically, in a real simplified way, aromatherapy is a holistic approach that is been used throughout the ages for innumerable ailments and common complaints. And it helps to heal the body with its innate healing ability. So it sort of assists the body with that innate ability through the body, mind, and spirit healing. So it's really a holistic approach using the essence of plants, which is the most highly concentrated component of the plant.
Oh, cool. Yeah, from my understanding, I know a couple of religions like Buddhism. They use the spirit, they use mind, and they like heal the body. And the Scientology, they use the same way. They use the spirit to heal the body through the mind. So are they kind of the same, like similar treatment or similar way to do it?
Well, I guess the best way to answer that is that the essential oils can help you to get a calmer mind. So it actually has sedative effects if that's the oil you choose. Each oil has different properties, but there's certain ones that help to calm the mind. For instance, frankincense. That's one probably everyone has heard of, frankincense, and it's still used in Christian churches today. It's been used for ceremonies throughout the world at different times, and it does help to calm the mind, so you put yourself in a place where maybe you can contact spirit, or you can be more in tune with the universal source, or whatever way you like to look at it, in prayer or however it is for you with religion or spirituality.
Wow, sounds deep. Sounds
deep yet simple. It can be very
yeah.
simple. It gets into your limbic brain, which is your primordial brain.
Right.
So it actually is the storehouse of all your memory and emotions. So actually, when you smell something, it's bringing back a memory right away. Like you might smell lavender and go, "Oh, that reminds me of my great-grandmother." Well, this is that's why, exactly why, because it goes, a signal goes to the brain, and it's related to the mood, to the memory, to the emotions.
Right. Can you imagine the pictures of the lavender and the lavender smell? Okay. Yeah. So now tell us how, what inspired you to go into this business?
Well, as I mentioned, I've always been a health enthusiast, so I've always been very fit and also looking for ways to get fitter or super fit, and I've had those phases of my life as well. I've gone through quite extremes with different diets, different exercise regimes, whether it be yoga or gym, or I've even trained with an ex-gold medalist from the Olympics who owned Gators Gym.
Wow.
For powerlifting to help me with my basketball career. So I've done quite a few different things to sort of find that moderation is key.
Okay, cool.
Basketball.
Yeah,
Yes.
basketball. Wow, that can tell you're in the sports that much. Okay, and now, what inspired you to do this? Who inspired you to do this?
Well, I think I would have to say my inspiration just comes from wanting to help people. So with personal training background and the knowledge of the foundation of the physiology and how the body works, I wanted to sort of transmute that into something that I was more passionate about, something that really could help the masses. So I found aromatherapy while I was traveling and working in the UK. I was in Edinburgh, and I was working, and everywhere I went, it seemed that there was aromatherapy, whether it was at health clinics or people were talking about it. There was lymphatic drainage massage. It's just way more commonly used, commonly known. So I also, upon a little bit of research, because I started to get, why is this everywhere I'm looking? So I wanted to know more. So I had been using the oils, but not so much for their therapeutic value, more for their pleasant smells or scents. So I wanted to learn a bit more behind the scenes. And I found out through my early research was that over 300 hospices and hospitals in the UK employ aromatherapists regularly. So they staff them for the hospitals and the hospices. And I found that quite amazing, because in Canada I knew we had nothing like that. We have scent-free zones and all sorts of stuff. So you can't even go into the hospital with the aromatherapy here.
Right.
So I found that really interesting, and I wanted to bring that back to Canada and help to create, it's already here, but I wanted to broaden the horizons, create more awareness around what aromatherapy actually is.
Great, awesome. That I call it news. See, we want to know something, we want to know who heals whom. We don't want to know who kills whom, right? So we're going to take a break. When we come back, we have a really, really interesting live demo to show you. So stay with us. We'll see you later.
Money and You is sponsored by Ealynn's Chocolate, the almondy toffee chocolate.
Okay, welcome back to our show. Now we're talking about some aromatherapy. So we're gonna carry on the questions. Now, what kind of products do you have in your business, for your business?
Well, thanks for asking. I came up with a product line specifically designed for Canadians and their common complaints. So I have 8 products. The top 6 complaints, as you see now on the screen, there's all the products I have. 6 of them are for the top complaints of anxiety, pain, eczema, depression, sleep. And then I also have a natural deodorant and a room spray. So it was really designed and created with Canadians in mind to try and assist them on a daily basis with their own self-care choices, being more informed with what they're buying, what all natural means, and just having remedies they can use easily at home to help with whatever things that are causing maybe a little challenge in their life.
Yeah, maybe you should do a commercial, like put every garbage in your car and the sprays with your deodorant, yeah, right? And yeah, so what's your specialties?
Well, as far as the product line, you mean?
Yeah.
Well, I'd say anxiety is a top complaint, whether you're male, female, what age. It is affecting a lot of Canadians. So I've come up with the Intercom roll-on blend, which is very simple to use. It's a perfume with benefits, if you will. All you have to do is apply it to pulse points. So inner wrist, under the jawline, you can apply it to the bottom of the foot at nighttime. It has sedative qualities, so it'll actually help you fall asleep as well as calm the sympathetic nervous system when you're times of very high stress. So that definitely is a very popular one. And I also brought today the aromatic deodorant. So that one is particularly unique because it is all natural. It uses mineral salts as well as the essential oils, which are antibacterial. So the antibacterial properties rendering it able to fight the odor-causing bacteria. So while it's doing that, it's actually strengthening the living tissue in your body. So it's boosting your immune system. So there's a benefit of using aromatherapy, whether you diffuse it in the air, whether you roll it on, or whether you spray it. It doesn't really matter how you use it, as long as you're using therapeutic grade essential oils. So it certainly does matter what oils you're using to actually guarantee the effects, the anticipated effects. If you're not using a high quality oil, you're certainly not going to get the same effects.
Okay, cool. So what makes you so unique? Why people want to buy your products or get your products?
Well, I focus on being all natural. I don't extend the shelf life. I use all natural products, so my products need to be used within a year. So if you buy it, intend on using it. Don't put it in the cupboard, but I hope when you do buy it, you do use it.
Right.
But yeah, so I just, the shelf life is important with natural products, so you want to be using them up when you get them.
Okay. Okay, next question is my question actually is to you too, to you girls and ladies out there too. I want to ask, if we buy stuff, shall we watch out the ingredient list first before we buy?
Definitely. I think we need to become a little bit more aware as consumers what we are purchasing. So read those labels. Start to find out what is on those labels. Those words you cannot read because they are, this long and you have no idea how to pronounce them. Well, that should be a warning sign a lot of times, although they do have Latin names, which are longer anyways. But for instance, if you use a petrochemical in the ingredient list with an aromatherapy product, you're actually creating a barrier on the skin that prevents the essential oil from penetrating into the bloodstream. And that's where it needs to do its work. So it would be contraindicative really to have that petrochemical in there. So an example of that is phenoxyethanol, which is a known engine coolant and also used in aircraft.
Hang on a second. Do you write it down? What's the name again?
Phenoxyethanol. Yes, it's a mouthful. It can also be seen as propylene glycol or capital P, capital E, capital G. Wow. So that's one thing to look out for on the ingredient list, because you know that the essential oils are not going to be as effective if it's in the product.
Okay.
Yeah. So another one is parabens. Parabens is huge.
Yeah.
And it's a little bit of a controversial topic these days because there really are no long-term studies, although we are very aware of what they do now. But certainly when you think of toxicity and over time you're building it in your system, your immune system eventually is going to start breaking down, or there's going to be a change on the cellular level. So you want to try and not add any more toxins already to what we breathe in the air or eat in our food. So what you can put on your skin, you control a little bit better. So back to the parabens. Those are actually estrogen mimics, so the female hormones. So it causes a disruption in the hormonal system. And an example of a paraben has the prefix methyl, butyl, or ethyl usually. So you'll see methylparaben, for instance. So that's something you want to watch out for as well in a product that is claiming to be all natural.
Okay, cool. Did you get that? Did you write it down? So next time you're gonna, yeah, for sure watch out to what you're gonna buy. Yeah. Okay, so where do you promote your products?
Well, I'm out about in the community. I go to farmers markets, wellness shows, ladies events, fundraisers. There's quite a few different things I do. I sort of fit into the artisan scene as well. So I do the Blim Market in Vancouver. I do Christmas craft fairs and different shows like that. And yeah, just out there as much as I can. I'm everywhere from West Vancouver out to Fort Langley.
Wow, cool. You travel around the Vancouver.
I do. I wish gas prices were a little better.
Yeah, I know, for sure. Yeah, okay.
Don't we all wish?
Yes.
Yeah, we all wish, yeah, on that. So now, any difficulties when you run your business?
Certainly. One of the biggest challenges I had being a small business owner, or micro business owner is probably more likely, but is the financial part of it, starting up, where to get the finances from and how to keep things going. So financially, marketing is another challenge as well, just how to get out there the most economically way I can to reach the masses and to meet as many people as I can within my budget.
Lucky you. Today we do have a live prop here, Mr. Richard Ko. Yeah, our live chartered accountant, business consultant. Yeah, to give you a live consultation.
Fantastic.
It is fantastic that people go on and do their own thing. I congratulate you for that.
Oh, thank you so
Oh,
much.
it takes so much guts and
Yeah.
tenacity, I say,
Yeah,
right? Go for it. Go
Yeah.
for it. Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing that I found is that small businesses usually have two problems. One is advertising, and the other is financing, right? And that's why I keep on talking about wealth building program, because that's kind of roadmap to get you to where you want to go. Now, the one thing I prefer is the sales, because sales is yours, right? The other thing is that there are a lot of programs for British Columbia, especially in manufacturing. Now, I classify yours as manufacturing because the tax act says that when you're mixing two different products and making a third product, that's processing, that's manufacturing. So you qualify for that manufacturing, title. And because of that, there are a lot more financing for you. So you should go and search the federal government, the website for grants and loans, like the BDC. And then there's also credit unions that have programs helping women to get started with the business, especially manufacturing. So if you want to know more about it, let me know. Write to us. As you remember, our gmail.com is moneyandyu@gmail.com. Write to us, and we'll give you more information. Back to you.
Awesome. Awesome. Yeah. So next question is, any mistake you've made?
Oh, certainly. I think one of my biggest mistakes so far was buying all this inventory, trying to get a better price on my raw ingredients, not realizing it might take a while to get the sales going. So with the shelf life being a little shorter, using only natural products and preservatives, I kind of stepped into a little bit of a hole there. But nonetheless, I think people enjoyed the fact, my family and friends, with all the freebies and samples that I give out at different shows. So there's always a way to get rid of the inventory, if you will.
I don't mind to have some. Okay. Yeah. Good. So any solutions? Any solutions to the mistake or comments on the mistakes?
I think you just get wiser as you go along. You hope you learn from your mistakes and realize, okay, let's make a bit better judgment with the money I do have to spend. So luckily that wasn't a really big hit to my pocketbook. It was just more to my pride.
Right. Okay. So now, what makes you different from your competitors?
Well, I do offer a free consultation for customized blends. So I'll create a blend which is really specific to the individual's health concerns. So you're not going to get something that could cause a problem with your blood pressure pills, because as a registered aromatherapist, I understand the use of the essential oils and how there can be contraindications if they're not used correctly. So certain oils don't work well with certain medications, or certain oils you wouldn't use if you have high blood pressure, because it might cause the blood pressure to go up. So I create a specialized blend specific to that person's needs.
Okay, cool. So can you give the friends out there some tips, tidbits about what they should do, what they should watch out, a little tiny information?
Sure. I think when buying the oils, I think it's important that you go to someone who is really informed with what they're actually selling. So they should know the country of origin. They should know the year it was distilled, as well as the botanical family name and the Latin name. Those are sort of the four things when if you're buying essential oils, you want people to be informed who are selling it to you. So instead of just going to any supermarket, which because it's become so popular, everyone's starting to sell it, but it doesn't mean you're getting a quality oil. You also want to make sure that you store the oils properly. They need to be in cool, dark places, and you don't want to leave the cap off too long because it oxidizes and therefore lessens the therapeutic benefit.
Wow, we do have an expert here today, right? Your Latin names, your long words, your method, whatever. Okay, we do have. So what is the most enjoyed part in your business? What do you do? What part of the business do you do to enjoy the most?
Right. I really enjoy working with people. I've always had work with people. I've worked as a community support worker with people with acquired brain injury and special needs, as well as in tourism, fine dining service. I'm a real people person, and I really thrive off of helping others. So that's part of it that really drives me. But the passion to really work and the affinity I have with the essential oils, I love creating blends and knowing that it's going towards someone's healing and possibly a better life is really big to me, and that's really rewarding to be doing this kind of work and to be doing it for myself.
Great to hear that. Great to hear that. Any pain turning on? Headache? Back pain? I hope you don't. I hope you're not having it. But don't worry. If you do, drop Allison some lines, send her an email, and she will create a custom blend specially for you. So we hope you enjoyed our show, and we hope you got something out of today's show. So thank you for watching us on Shout. We'll see you next time. Great job.
Thanks so much.